So I was just browsing through Google Maps. At some point I got to USA and decided to go to New York because I was bored and wanted to see some crazy people. And unfortunately I didn't find any crazy people, but I found something very interesting, my dear friend Citas. I realized that this type of red buildings is the default design that you will see in most places in New York. Afterward I googled who built New York, and it was obviously English people. And I remember from school that England and France fought for 100 years because they didn't have Google Translate and just didn't understand each other. And so I thought, what would happen if New York was built by French people? So if you look at the buildings in Paris, most of them look like high-class, elegant and bright buildings. Like really bright, okay? I'm going to use this red building as a standard building for New York. For Paris, I'm going to use this image, and I know that this is a high-class building, not like an average or standard building. But my goal is to combine the New York style with the style of Paris and create something unique. So let's go! So the first thing to change is the edges, because if you look at the buildings in Paris, the edges are straight. I will start by selecting that area. Boom! Now I need to find a straight wall, copy this and paste into Photoshop. I'm going to use this to create the top of the building and make it straight. Right now I don't have much to say, so just watch this majestical, magical Photoshop poetry. Now I want to create this style texture. I'm going to use this image as a texture and put it in this type of shape. Crop it, select texture, add some thickness to it. Oh yeah baby, look at this sexy Photoshop tricks. And I'm just gonna fill this with this pattern, and boom chicka boom. Look at these two little cute kids, so sweet. Goodbye. I know, I'm such a horrible person. And you too, mister, what do you think, you're just gonna stand here and eat your stupid ice cream, huh? Let's create a copy and do that for the other side as well. Now I need to select this window because I need to edit it. If you look at the French windows, most of them are white, so I made mine white as well. Also, while I was browsing through the streets of New York, I would almost everywhere see these stairs that are in case of fire, but I didn't see even a single fire stairs while browsing the streets of Paris. So I guess people in Paris just jump out of the window when the building is on fire. Not very practical, but so beautifully. So let's kinda get rid of it, kinda. Now we gotta copy the windows, make them smaller and put them into a perspective. And after 2000 years of work, this is what you get. Voila! Now if we look at the stones of the building, we will see that they have interesting texture. Some parts of the stones are brighter, other ones are darker. I will try to do the same here by adding this texture and trying to blend it in. I'm just gonna copy this to the other side as well. So now if you look at this wall, we will clearly see that we are missing something. Can you guess what? Huh? We are missing window and balcony. Peoples, where are you looking? Peoples? So let's just copy this thing and paste it into Photoshop. And let's just delete everything else. Cut this thing in half and just copy and flip it to create a perfecto symmetry. At this point I realized something interesting. I realized that the tiles that they have are more like long rectangles, while what I have are repeating rectangles. And to be honest, when I realized that, I just wanted to jump out of the window and die. The reason number one is that I don't have fire alarm stairs, okay? And the reason number two is that I spent so much time creating these repeating tiles. But then I calmed down and realized that there's a bigger lesson that I learned here. The bigger lesson is that I'm fucking blind. How could I not see this the first time? It's obviously different. So anyway, after that I had to spend time making the tiles longer and blah 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 blah, no one cares. So as you can see I replaced it, and for you it was probably a few seconds, but for me it was hours and hours of pain. The next step is to copy the balcony and leave only the windows. Voila! And it already looks so nice. So what we're gonna do now is very illegal. You see this shop? It's a drug shop. I'm gonna copy it and paste it in New York. Because America needs more crazy people. They have obviously not enough, right? Ha. So let's do our little Photoshop magic. Okay, and now the most important step ever. Are you ready? Go to learnfromfred.com and enroll into my premium Photoshop classes, where you will master Photoshop and see how I create all of my artworks step by step in details. Did you do it? Huh? Stupid, I lied to you, that was not a mandatory step. So now let's complete the left side. Let's add some colors. Our beautiful texture. The tiles that I hate with all of my heart. I give them the right angle. Oh yeah. And voila! So now if you look at these windows, you will realize that they look weird, like cartoons. That's why I decided to get rid of windows and get a Macintosh. Ha! You get the joke? Huh? That was a joke. I love Windows and would never betray it. Let me just paste this here. Now I have to replace old Windows with new ones. And honestly, at this point, I wasn't even sure if I'm gonna finish this thing because I was so tired. But Photoshop Sensei inside me was telling me, Fred, continue. Don't stop. Continue. So now I'm gonna use this to put on the balcony. And I know this is not the type of balcony that you see in luxury high-class buildings of Paris, but you know, America is almost bankrupt, with an unemployment rate going up like it's about to fly to the fucking moon. Holy shit, look at this! So I decided to go with a budget option, you know, make it look right, put it in perspective, make it small and all that blah blah stuff. I also needed to create some depth, so I decided to delete the inside part of the window and push it back. Look how smart I am! I had to do this to all the windows and also add balcony to them, and also add shadows inside to create an effect of depth. So now if you look at the streets of Paris, you will notice that they have these sticks that they put on sidewalks. But I'm not entirely sure why they use it. I mean, I guess it's for protection, but there are also many cities that don't have anything like that. So maybe instead of using these things, they should just drink less wine so they are not drunk while driving. So I found a nice image that I could use and transform into this. Look at that! Later I noticed that their buildings have different types of tiles as well, you know, these bigger and smaller squares. So as you already guessed, I will have to do it manually by creating the shape first, you know, 4 squares, make them different sizes, and also adding some gradients to them. Now let's convert it into texture and apply it on the building, and by doing something like that we get already something completely different. So guys, are you ready to see the final result? Boom, chicka, boom. Not sure if you noticed, but I also changed the color of nearby buildings, you know, to make the idea look more realistic. And also as an experiment, I also made a second variation with some dark blue and grey colors because New York has many of them. And I would even say that the one with blue tiles is more beautiful, but it's up to you to decide. Subscribe or I will destroy your Photoshop.